so beautiful, and I tell her every day.
What's going on? What are you saying? Welcome back to my channel. I am Serene, and today's video is going to be a review of episode 16, Married at First Sight. Just look at the title. We are at the end, and I am so happy that we've gotten to the end of this, because God knows it was getting tiring. Like, even this episode, I was just like, I'm over it. Like, I feel like, I don't know if the past seasons had this many episodes, but I couldn't even put on makeup. All I did was moisturize. My face came on. I was like, okay, let's get this done. Today's Friday. I have a lot to do. Went shopping this morning, came back, I need to go back out, but I am trying to do some laundry in between, and so much to do, so little time. So let's just get right into it. We're gonna start with Clara and Ryan. So the episode opened with, well, it didn't actually open, but when Clara and Ryan came up, Clara is talking about how, you know, she wants Ryan to love her, and I literally wrote poor Clara and her love saga. Like, I feel, as much as I'm just like, girl, you need to lead us, dude. As much as I want to be like, girl, run for the hills. Like, you don't even know what you're signing up for, really and truly. But at the same time, like, I feel so bad for her that she is longing for this love that her husband, legal husband, is not willing to give her. And it makes me feel really bad for her. Like, I'm just like, girl, like, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. So they're talking about decision day, and Ryan is with his friend talking about the fact that, oh, he's tired of talking about his feelings, blah blah blah. And I know, right? Like, I understand, to him it feels like Clara is always talking about her feelings, but that's genuinely because you're not reciprocating any feelings. Like, he's not letting her know how he feels about her, and I'm just like, what do you expect? Like, what do you actually expect is going to happen? Like, she wants to know that you feel something for her, and you're not giving her anything. So I will be talking about feelings too. So then he says, like, he can see why they're matched, but however, I don't feel the feeling that he is actually going to decide to stay married to her on decision day. Like, he keeps talking about decision day in a very negative way, and that's also reflected in when him and Clara went out on their date. First of all, I don't know what kind of date that was. It was such a guy's date. Like, a mutual ground is dinner, like everybody else did. But no, he wanted to throw around a football, and then he's just like, but did you get hit? Did you get hit though? Did you die though? And I'm like, no, Ryan, like, you can't have your girlfriend. See, she's not even a girlfriend. You can't have your wife turn up to a date and you guys are going to throw around a football. Even though low-key, that's something I probably would have enjoyed. But not most girls aren't like that, you know, like, they want to dress up and look cute, and he got this girl out there throwing a football at bowling pins. No, that's not it. So Clara also talks to her friend, and she's saying like, oh, everything is perfect, and her friend asks her a pertinent question: what would you do if he said no on decision day? She, with all her trust, was like, oh, he would never do that. And I'm just like, girl, that's because you is not seeing the sign. You're looking at this thing with rose-colored glasses. The rest of us noticed that he is kind of on the fence. Like, one little strong wind could sway him anyway. So I'm just like, no. No. Just no. I don't know. So anyway, so she tells the girl, like, they have 100%, 10 out of 10, no complaints, blah, blah, blah. You know, her regular verbiage from the past episodes. So Ryan decides to do like a personality test with Clara, and let me tell you, that personality test was funny. It was funny. She was like, nah, no, and his face was just like, so you don't think about anything deep? Like, every question she answered, his facial expression just gave me life, because I'm like, damn. So while at the date, sorry, back to that. While we were at the date, Ryan was just like, you know, like, I would never want to go through this experience with anybody else but you. We will always have that special connection, but no matter what happens on decision day. And Clara gets upset, as I would get upset. Like, you could see she visibly got upset, and she was genuinely like, can you talk about decision day in a more positive light? And I get what she's saying, because she's under the impression that this is it. He, on the other hand, has to go home and reflect. So the day before decision day, like, they spend time apart, or they spend a day apart, something like that. And when he was leaving, he was just like, he just needs to like contemplate and think about all of that. But the night before, she's in bed and she's like, she's ready for bed. And I was like, girl, you have a whole face of makeup on, like, go and take it off. But she's lying, she's lying on his lap, and she's talking about like, this time tomorrow we'll be like completely married forever, whatever. And his face, he just looks like, is she talking about me? Like, he looks so absent, and I'm just like, dude, you signed up for this process. Like, how do you not know what she's talking about? Like, he looked so confused, and I'm like, listen, this is for the strong. But if I were her, I don't know what I would do, but if it were me, I don't think I would have made it this far with him, because I can't be giving man the occurs weeks on, weeks off, months and days and all of this jazz every night. And you're talking about you and telling me you love me, you don't have like, they don't have like intimate moments on camera. Like, every other couple has had this like moment on camera, they have not. And it makes me wonder, like, does he lack intimacy? Because deciding not to have sex is one thing, but lacking intimacy is another. Like, she said that they've like been getting there, and it's like just before the edge, and he would always pull back, and that is not a lifestyle that I am trying to sign up for. So I mean, it wouldn't be me, but if I was to give my predictions on this couple, like, really, I'm 50-50. I think Clara is definitely gonna say yes. Ryan is on the fence, hence why I am on the fence. I don't know, but we'll see next week. So now we talk about Haley and Jacob, and these two confuse me. First of all, Haley's talking with her friend, and Haley's talking about, the friend was just like, oh, so if Jacob says, like, my jokes are bad, my dressing is this, and wanted to work on it, what would Haley do? And I was like, first of all, we are not throwing out those type of hypotheticals, because Jacob needs to run for the hills. A lot of Haley's problem is like, she doesn't want to seem like she has a failed marriage, but she has not been trying. If you can try when the cameras are off, you can sure as hell try while the cameras are on. This is 7 weeks to yesterday. Okay, when the episode opened up, they said it was 49. Day 49. 7 into 49 is 7? 7 by 7 is 49. So it's been 7 weeks, madam. It's been 7 weeks. Like, why you ain't tried yet? No, you want to try? No, decision day is tomorrow. No. And so the episode opens up with Haley coming into the house, and she's just like, oh, like, what time did you leave? And I was like, oh, is she concerned? So he says, oh, like 7 a.m. So he said 7 a.m. And then he said, the person that was watching the dogs, they usually get called out for certain times, and they got called out. So when I came, the dogs were just by the door. He said he looked on the security cam, and the dogs were just by the door waiting for him. And oh my, men that are good with animals tend to be good with kids. And in marriage, like, they have that soft side. It takes a softness to be able to take care of an animal. No, some of them evil, and don't get me wrong, but typically they're really soft on the inside when they, when they're good with animals. And I was just like, oh, that's so cute. Like, the dogs were just waiting on him, blah, blah, blah. So, did you guys hear that? So she was just like, oh, she understood, but she was just like, like, he didn't say anything. But I don't know if they had sex, because speed up. He was getting some water for, I guess, Chloe or Sophie, one of the dogs, it ain't matter. And then she was just like, oh, last night was good. And I was like, what happened last night? Y'all ain't telling us what happened last night. Because I was just like, that's interesting. What happened last night? So they went on their dates and stuff, and he's talking about how his steak is really nice. I was just like, dude, your diet. Yes, I said it. His diet. But yeah, so I don't know what's going to happen with them. There's not much to say. Like, he is just like, you know, hoping and praying and wishing that it works out. She's doing the same thing, but I don't know if they're actually gonna stay together. I don't know if they're gonna try. I think that could be the surprising couple of this season, where they just surprise us and actually stay together. This is the first episode where they haven't been arguing like non-stop. Like, we haven't seen scenes where they've just been arguing alone. So we'll see. I am actually not too sure. I'm not actually sure what's gonna happen with them, but okay, we'll see. Then we talk about Erica and my favorite chick, Fireball. So we get back, the dogs are very happy to see Virginia. Erik is growling at the dogs, whatever. So she goes into confessionals, or was it in a scene? I don't know, but she was talking about the fact that whenever they argue, they get into the makeup part faster. No, I don't think the makeup part is actually sex. I think the makeup part is just like us getting to a resolve where we're not actually bickering, but not a resolve of the situation. Does that make sense? Okay, hopefully. So Erik is on the phone video cam with his best friend, or a friend, some friend, and he's talking about, you know, like the things that they've dealt with, them arguing a bit here and there. And then Erik goes into Virginia's childhood, and I'm just like, Erik, I'm so tired of you making it seem like, okay, everybody has a childhood. No one chooses how their parents react to the marriage. No one chooses how their parents act in the relationship. No one chooses any of that. People have different childhoods to other people. And also, I need Erik to get out for this whole I came from a parent or a household when both my parents were there, because I know some messed up people with both their parents in their family. So him and this whole like, oh, you know, like, I understand what marriage was. No, you don't. You understand why your parents decided to show you. You don't understand shit. You don't understand nothing. So I need him to get off of that whole Virginia had a, you know, her childhood. Forget her childhood. Are you a therapist? You're not. So just lower it. Talk about what issues you're having and just leave it. Like, he just annoys me. 5 minutes in, not even 1 minute in, and he's talking about her childhood. Just leave it. So he expresses that he's not like Virginia's #1 person or her best friend. And I think no, I don't. I don't know if I get that. I understand his desire to want to be that. I just don't understand his desire to want to be that 7 weeks in. Like, I don't know how he would think that it would be so easy for her to just allow him that, you know, give him that space, especially since they be arguing so much. Like, Erik, y'all be arguing. Like, argue. So I'm just like, no, I don't think, no. So I don't really agree with that. I understand the concept, but I just don't understand why he think it needs to happen now. So, okay, whatever. So then does Virginia talk to her friends? Oh, Virginia guy friend comes over, and let me tell you something. I had never seen Virginia smile like that before. Virginia was she was so happy to see him, and then they call her friend. I think the friend's name was Abby or something. And, you know, they discussed it, and I don't think Virginia was very tactical in how she expressed the situations that they were experiencing. And I'm like, girl, you know, said everything the way it happened. But I get it, because that's how you're supposed to talk about your relationship when you're in a relationship. Mention the issues, but mention them in such a way where it's just like, you know, it's okay, we can work it out. Because, like, you don't want to turn your friends and families against your spouse or your partner. It's too much issues, so don't ever be fully honest about what's happening unless he's out there abusing you. Then sing like a canary, please. But yeah, then they go out on, so they ask Virginia. They asked Virginia, Fireball, so what is the biggest issue that you guys have? She was just like, I think it's like the biggest issue is me going out with him, and if he doesn't want to go out, me being able to go out by myself. I'm just like, Fireball, your biggest issue in this relationship is not partying. As a matter of fact, that should be like the least important one, because yes, you want to have fun with your spouse, but you can't just be out here willy-nilly just walking the streets as a married woman. Like, I still don't get what she doesn't understand about that. What don't you understand about You are married. You cannot sleep on your guy friend's couch. You have to come home. Like, why is this still a conversation? I don't get it. Now, no one is saying you and your husband need to go out together all the time, because you need your time as well. Like, you're an individual, but you can't sleep outside the marital home. What? I cannot. I don't know why. Like, sometimes I'm just like, geez, I want to be fully on your side, but you're not making sense. She's not making sense. Anywho's, where am I? So they go to dinner, and Virginia is wearing a really red dress. She's wearing a red dress, and she looked really good to me. I liked her earrings. And listen, Erik looks like he actually likes or loves Virginia, and I was just like taken aback. No, I shouldn't probably doubt him loving her, but like, this one dude was crying. He cried me a river. He cried, and I was just like, okay, but did that move Virginia? Virginia was like, and I'm just like, sis just digest the tears. And then she was just like, okay, so how are we gonna fix the issues that we have? And she just shut him up. The well dry up real quick. She was just like, wipe. So how do we fix this? Because we're not gonna act like we don't have issues. I was like, okay, babes. He then tells her about these things that he would like her to do to make him feel secure, to make him, you know, just to be respectful. Like, he's just like, when I get a text, I tell you. No, I don't know what part of that makes him feel like he's respected if she does it. Because if I get a text, I get a text. Like, why are we announcing who our texts came from to our spouse? What? How does that build? That doesn't build trust. That builds, like, I don't know. Where the psychologist? That builds dependency, and it invades people's privacy. Like, if she's not cheating on you and you trust her, like, there's no reason for you to be announcing who texts you. It's not your partner's business. Like, well, at least I don't think it's your partner's business. I don't see myself, if I get a call or a text telling my boyfriend, like, oh yeah, this. No, I don't agree with that. Like, I think there's a boundary to that. There's a boundary to that. Let's just leave that there. So he was just like, you know, just those type of things on a list. And this chick was like, okay, well, then create me a list of all the things that you want me to do. I was like, Virginia came out with all the smoke. Like, what's wrong? I was like, okay. Erik, she said, create the list of things that you want from her. And then he looked so annoyed after. And I would have been annoyed, because that's not how he meant it. And she just dragged that out. But okay. So at dinner, Virginia asked about soulmates, and do you believe in soulmates? And he was like, yeah. And she was like, so what happened to your first wife? Because you married her. Did you think she was your soulmate? And he was so annoyed. But I kind of like the question, because he kept saying, like, but he was married before, so like, what were the reasons behind marrying her? Did you like her? Did you love her? Was she your soulmate? Do you think she was the one for you? And I think that is a valid question to ask him. So we're not even going to touch on that very long. I think it was a valid question. So they're in bed the day before he finally leaves the home. And, you know, they're just discussing decision day and stuff. And he's talking about all the things that he's going to do for her, and how comfortable he wants her to be in his house and stuff like that. And Virginia is just looking at him, and you can tell she doesn't believe anything he says. And based on his behavior all season, I wouldn't be inclined to give him my full belief either. But what else can you do? You're gonna have to kind of trust to an extent, and then just hope that the bow don't break. And, you know, that's it. Are they gonna make it? I think the both of them might say yes on decision day. I do believe that this is a relationship that will go past decision day. Now, do I believe this is a successful relationship for the future? Probably not. I think they're going to stay together. And a year or so later, I'll probably finally dissolve the marriage. I don't actually believe that it's going to work. One, because Virginia still doesn't really understand what it means to be a wife, in terms of you can't sleep on your guy friend's couch and you can't put people before your spouse and stuff like that. But at the same time, Erik's behavior and the way he says things and the way he translates things over to her is also not matching what she needs and wants out of life. They don't agree on a lot of stuff, like fundamental stuff that matter. So I think the passion is gonna extend past decision day, but definitely I think they're gonna eventually break up. And then we go to Vincent and Brianna. Now, based on my thumbnail, you can see I said, if I have never dated a black woman was a person, it is Vincent. I don't know what happened in this episode, but we're gonna get to it because I screamed, I paused, I reversed, rewind. I rewind, I watched it again, and I'm just like, okay, could not be me. Could not be me. So we're gonna get to it. So they're discussing decision day and they're discussing other people's relationship, and I'm just like, worry yourself, because little did she know that they'll be discussing this, and a few scenes later, the worst, okay, this is not the worst thing that can happen to a black woman. However, there are levels to this, and this is someplace there. This is someplace on the tier of bad things that can happen to black women. So she basically called, they're discussing each other, and she called Vincent sensitive. No, she called sensitive Vinny unorganized, and then said it was that organization comes naturally to some people and to others it doesn't. Now that is okay, because I don't see anything wrong with she saying that. Like I think when she says stuff like that, he gets very annoyed. No, describing him as unorganized, like I haven't seen anything about him that seems to be unorganized. I think like she's just very controlling when it comes to like the way things are, that to her it seems as though he's unorganized, but no, he's fine. Let this man be a man. If he wants to sleep, let him sleep. Like I said 2 episodes before, you shouldn't be worried about if he sleeps too much. You should be worried about how much money he's bringing into the home. And if he's bringing money into the home, and I don't mean like just bare minimum, like if he's bringing home a substantial amount of money into the home, then him sleeping is irrelevant. But if you can tell that if he woke up earlier he would bring more money in, then argue. But let the man sleep. Like, he's an adult. Let him sleep. And is he unorganized? Maybe he might not put things in certain places. Just put it back, or talk to him about it, but don't keep considering him as unorganized. Like, that's just my opinion. I think I'm over that whole bossy Brianna thing. Yeah, over it. So then his face, he looks so pissed, he looks so angry, and then he then came out and told us what he thinks, and he was just like, oh well, no one is perfect, and you know, when your family told me you were bossy, that was a turn off for me. Now the difference between what Brianna said and what he said, he literally verbalized the words turn off, whereas she said what she found interesting was that he was a bit unorganized. So I could see why she felt a type of way, because to think that she being assertive and direct is a turn off for him is just like, okay, so like, what do you actually like about me? Because a whole lot of her personality is tied up in being assertive and direct. Now I think sometimes she could shut up. That is true. Sometimes I think she could just stay quiet and just let him be a man and, like, you know. But in other times, I don't see half of the things of what she said as being, nothing is wrong with it. Like, she's being assertive, she's being direct. That's her personality. Some people cower, some people stand up, and that is fine. So for him to think that that part of her personality, which is a large part of who she is a turn off, I would question myself in the relationship. So like, what do you actually like about me? So we'll see. So then Brie goes into like confessionals, and she's saying that she's nervous, and she speaks to her mom about the situation and what Vincent said. And I'm just like, Brie, him being unorganized is not a deal breaker. As well as Vincent, her being assertive and direct is not a deal breaker, because the two of you speak and they seem to have very good conversation, because Brianna is a very, like, she communicates very well. What the two of them need to understand is how to actually receive that type of information, how to understand that kind of information. Because I don't think either one of them is trying to insult or disrespect each other. I think their relationship would be fine, but out of stubbornness, like, this could go left real quick. And it's about to go left. So, Vinny's talking to his friend, and I don't know who the friend is. Is it a cousin? I don't know. But let me tell you, the friend is just, his logic is everything. The friend was just like, when her family said that she was bossy, I don't think they meant that she was just out here bossing people around. I thought what he understood was that she knows what she wants. She's a go-getter. Like, she's, you know, she's cognizant about all the stuff that she wants to do and achieve. And sometimes that's the kind of description given to women when they're assertive and direct. They're called bossies or bitches, but actually they're just assertive and go-getters, and then they know what they want, so they go for that. So I like the fact that the friend did bring some logic to the table when it comes to what bossy meant in that situation. But also, when the friend said that, I was like, this is why all of you guys are on this damn show, because all of them have a certain problem or issue or tiki boom boom that exists that, like, the regular public can't deal with it, y'all. So you guys need matching up, because I don't even understand why that is an issue. So they go on their final date. I don't know what Brianna was in. I'm hoping that she had just came from work, because sis looked like the Men in Black, like in some heels. I don't know what she was wearing. And I'm like, this black and white funeral costume. I don't know what she was wearing. I do not know what she was wearing, but she was in some cute boots that she needed help getting out of. And I was like, how you getting? But cool. So they're in bed now. Vincent says, I have a surprise for you. Now, surprises for women or for me is flowers, jewelry, food, a spa day. So she's just like, it's a really good surprise. It's like cheesecake surprise. I'm assuming she likes cheesecake. He was just like, and I quote, a really good surprise. And guys, this happened.
It's something good. Don't worry about it.
Like real good?
Real
like
good.
Cheesecake good?
Yeah, cheesecake good.
Oh.
Open your eye. You said you wanted to take your hair down.
I wasn't ready.
Are you serious? Oh my God. Oh, that was dumb.
Then how am I supposed to wear my hair?
Baby, I'm so sorry.
Lord Jesus, help me. I didn't mean for you to cut it right here, right now.
Guys, let me tell you, the way I rewind and rewatched and screamed and cried on the inside, I even questioned, like, why, Brianna, why were you smiling? Like, I imagine me being in that situation, and I imagine me telling the producers or the camera people, y'all need to leave now, because me and him need to have a conversation. First of all, Vincent, why are you sleeping with scissors on the bed? Why is there scissors under your pillow? Let's start there. 2, when she said that she needed help, did you think she needed help with her hair just before she went to sleep? Like, Vincent obviously, evidently, has never dated a black woman. I don't know what else to say, because why would you cut her hair? Now, granted, that is not the full length of her hair, but why would you cut her hair? Now, Vincent goes into confessionals talking about, oh yeah, I made a mistake. No, you little conniving little shit. he did that intentionally. Nothing can convince me that he did not do that intentionally. She called him unorganized, and he was just like, I'm gonna show you how organized I am, and I'm gonna chop off your hair. I think that is exactly what went through his head, because there's nothing that would be able to convince me that he thought just before they lay their heads down to sleep and ask the Lord their soul to keep, that she was trying to take out her hair. Excuse me? The lies. The lies, the lies, the lies. So anyways, they wake up. She wake up smiling. I'd have been vexed. You see how petty he is and how childish he acts? I don't wake up so vexed. So vexed. So anyways, they get up. She look at she's smiling. And then he's leaving. And when he was leaving, he said, it's nice knowing you. And she was just like, what's that supposed to mean? And I was just like, Vincent, you're not coming back? He not coming back? Turn of unfortunate events. Is he not coming back? I don't know. I actually don't know. But anyways, I would have said yes. Maybe 4 weeks ago, I would have said yes. They're definitely saying yes at decision day. Now I don't know. This whole entire season was just ghetto. I don't know if any of the couples really should be together, stay together, even be talking to each other. I don't even know if they should have ever been matched together. But this is the end of my review. Side note, let's talk about the previews of next episode when Chris and Paige, I don't know why they're still there, because I thought when we said that they were done, I thought they were done. Chris, first of all, Paige, oh the Lord, first of all, that girl needs to slap. Somebody needs to come and collect their friend and their child and their sister, because this dude done drag you to the mud. You've been battered, bruised, and torn, but somehow you are still here. Why are you here? Why are you here? Like, why are you staying with it? Oh my gosh. But anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Link, what am I saying? Comment in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. What are your predictions for the couples? And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.